The goal of this video is to find the lowest rated recruit in college football 26. If you've already seen my video on finding the highest rated recruit in this video game, then you're going to love this one. That's right. We're taking Georgia, and we're going to only go after the one-star players, trying to find the worst possible ones. Now, the way we're going to attack this video is a little bit different than the last one because teams don't really go out and actively recruit one-star players a ton. So we're going to fill our board with 35 one-star players every single season. Now, the way we're going to help us avoid being fired is we're going to turn off coach firing in our league settings. That way, Kirby Smart stays here, and we can recruit as many one-stars as possible. Hopefully, we fill all 35 spots. My guess is the worst player that you find in this game is a 49 overall. That is my hypothesis coming into this one. I am very interested to see what the threshold kind of looks like for those players. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to get our first recruiting board underway, and then we'll go a little bit quicker after that. But it's going to be tough passing on these 5 stars in favor of some brutal 1 stars. But that's what we got to do. That's the point of the video. So let's go get them. And we're going to sort by, I know this really doesn't have much of an effect, but we're going to sort by the worst players in the country, and we're going after them. So we're going to put 35 of these guys on the board. And the nice thing about being Georgia is that we're going to have a lot of points, and these guys are going to commit very quickly. So we won't have to worry about not having enough players and not having enough points because these guys are going to commit essentially right away. I don't know if you guys have realized this, but the lower rated a player is, the more likely they are to commit quickly, or I should say the faster they are likely to commit. So we're at 35. I do want to scout a little bit to see if we get any busts here. I don't know if it's even possible to bust a 1-star recruit, but that would be a pretty good indicator of the player that we need to go after. So that is something that we're going to look at here. So fun fact, no 1-stars or busts or gems. I suppose that if a player is that bad, then there's really not much you can do about it. So we're going to simulate to next week, and we're just going to... I don't think I offered any scholarships. Whoops, I've already started off on a bad note. We've already got a 1-star in his top 8, but that's okay. We'll have to do that in this one. I spent so much time trying to find if these guys could be... Could be a gem or a bust that I did not even focus on giving these guys scholarships. So we'll do that real quick, and then we'll just go after all of them. Unfortunately, I've set myself behind the 8 ball here a little bit. There are, honestly, when I was going through and scouting some of these players, like, it's given me an idea for a video, and I think it's possible. I don't know how likely it is. If you're playing on, a Heisman difficulty, but there are some decent enough players here where I think you could win like a conference title in like the American Conference if you only scouted or recruited 1-star players. So I don't know, maybe that's something we do down the line and try and pull off a freaking miracle when it comes to getting these guys to win something and do something meaningful in their college career. I mean, listen, a JUCO, like, what are we doing? You're a JUCO. I should probably not have JUCOs on this list, right? I mean, if we're thinking logically about that, a JUCO 1-star, although they might be bad. I'm interested to see like kind of what the JUCO 1-star looks like, so we'll keep them on for now. And then I guess we'll just put 50. We can just put 25 points in all these guys. I don't think we need to put 50 into them. They're 1-star recruits. I think 25 is going to be plenty for them. You know what would be interesting, and I don't know how likely it is that they put this into this game, but if you could scout juniors and seniors in the same way that you could in the old college basketball games, and then have dynamic recruiting rankings as well. So let's say you get in on a 3-star early who's a junior, he commits, and then, becomes a high-end 4-star or even a low 5-star by his senior season. That would be a pretty cool addition to Dynasty. That way you're not just recruiting seniors. Now, I do know that would create an absolute headache on the back end in terms of the code and whatnot for the actual development purposes of the video game. But it's just, I think that would add so much immersion into the game and give you a fun opportunity to develop relationships with these players. Because, let's be honest, if you're only going after a guy for a couple of weeks, like, it's not like you're super connected with that player. Whereas if you were, recruiting a guy for a couple of, an entire calendar year, and then somebody swoops in and takes him, then you're gonna be a lot more hurt, and it's gonna develop that natural, rivalry. It's like, hey, I want to play this team now. So I don't know. It's just something interesting that I just thought about off the spot. Haven't really thought about it too much, but interesting to say the least. So Buffalo's going to be like, why is Georgia going after this 1-star? Why are we in a battle with Georgia for a 1-star recruit? Okay, so I think everybody's committed now. Look at that. I wonder how quickly they committed, like what week they had committed by. We got 35 recruits committed. And without Georgia, look at all the other teams that are going crazy in the 5 stars, because Georgia just steals all of them. They just take all of them. It's kind of annoying. So I wonder where we're ranked with 35 recruits. 97th. So 35 1-stars get you about 60 points. So if you're wondering what that would look like, that is exactly what it is. So now we can go to the offseason and see what these guys look like. I'll see you there. Okay, let's see what our brilliant class looks like. 56, 55, 54. Okay, so 52s, 51s. 49, there it is. The lowest recruit in year one is a 49 overall. I'm very interested to see if we can beat that. Is there anything about this player that... He's a corner, he's a field. I'm trying to think if there's like a meta that I can find to find the lowest rated guy. Maybe it's speed is the factor. But I'll save that stuff for later, and I'll let you know what I find. I'll see you guys after year 2. We are here in year 2 after we got another 35 1-star recruits. The moment of truth. What is the lowest overall from this class? We got another 49 overall. Okay, so that's 2 49 overalls so far. 1 corner, 1 edge rusher. Doesn't seem like there's anything lower than that in this class. I think that might be the lowest we can possibly get. I'm going to do a couple more seasons, but if there's nothing lower than a 49 overall, this is going to be a really quick video. I thought that we maybe would have a little bit more of a contentious search to try and find the worst possible player in this game, but it looks like it's a 49 overall. I'm going to go to the top classes and see if there's anybody else that got some 5 or some 1 stars. So it looks like FIU did as well. I'm going to go check their recruiting class real quick just to see if they have anybody worse than what we've got. So no, theirs is a 51 overall as well. So right now, a 49 overall is the lowest that we've got. I will see you again if something else happens. Again, this may be a really quick video because this is not looking too hot. Breaking news! Breaking news! We have found something lower than a 49. We found a 48 overall defensive tackle, pure power archetype. Wow. We've also got a 49 in this class as well. So we were finally able to break that glass floor and get a 48 overall. So it is possible. There are 48 overalls in these classes. The question is, can we get lower than a 48 overall? That is going to be tough to do. I'm also interested to see if any of these players will progress well because of what Kirby Smart is at Georgia. So anybody that's just a junior, what is our highest junior? Nope. Our highest junior is a 70 overall, 73 overall. This Carl Carver was a 1-star recruit who is now a 73 overall. And he's got plenty of room to grow as well. Like, he could legitimately be a decent player. So, I don't know, maybe. So we finally found our 48. Now it's time to try to find our 47. I'm going to give it a couple of more recruiting cycles to see if we can get anything lower. But I like the progress that we're making so far. Okay, 5 years in, 48 overall seems to be the lowest we can go. We've got Georgia at a 47 overall. And don't even pay attention to their record because I did force a couple of wins just to help our championship contender because we were starting to lose out on recruits to teams that we really have no business losing out on. That's what happens when you only recruit one-star players, though. So this is what the team looks like with only one-star recruits. You're not awful at the special teams department because I didn't recruit any of them, so they just gave me auto-generated players, and they turned out pretty good. But when your best player is a 78 overall, 5th-year guy, you're going to be in some trouble. But yeah, 49 overall was the consistent low, but we did have that one defensive tackle that was a 48 overall. So I think as of right now, the lowest that you're able to go, the lowest rated recruit in college football 26 is a 48 overall. I'm not sure how many of you actually cared about that, but I thought it was interesting. If I was going to do the highest, I wanted to do the lowest as well. So there's your answer. 48 overall is the lowest rated recruit in this game. Okay, so I did 5 years of recruiting for no reason because I'm an idiot and just didn't go and sort by every single roster and go through all of them to see what the lowest overall was. I did that because I just had an epiphany, and so look what I found. I found a 46 overall athlete power rusher archetype at Sam Houston. There were no 47s as of getting to Sam Houston. It was only 48 was the lowest, but there is a 46 overall. I don't know why I didn't do it this way to start. Don't question me. Don't question my process, but we got the result we were looking for. So Celesi Cone out of Kerrville, Texas, is currently the lowest rated recruit in this game at 46 overall. We're going to continue to go through to see if he truly is the lowest rated. So nobody else had anything lower than a 48 overall, which means we have broken the glass floor once again and have found a 46 overall, the new lowest player auto-generated in college football 26 right here on this channel. Now we are actually done. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Catch you on the flip. See ya.